Hello, everybody. My name is Shortline614.
Hey, it's Corn Pop.
Yeah, Corn Pop is here.
Hey guys,
Welcome,
it's me, Joe Biden.
welcome to episode 3 of Trains and Gamers. We haven't done this shit in a really long time.
Yes, it's been long overdue.
Yeah, coronavirus special. Also, Seaboard is my dad.
Same here.
Yeah. Explain.
And the CNO and TP is Brandon's dad.
Explain.
So I started a conversation of which road is our real father, and this is determined by what is the closest road. Who owns the closest roadbed to your birth hospital? And on mine, it was the Seaboard Airline in Hollywood, Florida.
Mine was the Seaboard Airline in Atlanta, Georgia.
On the old throat line into Hollowell's Yard, and Brandon was the Cincinnati, New Orleans, and Texas Pacific division of the Southern Railway. So basically,
The rat hole.
Yes, it ran between it runs between Chattanooga and Cincinnati and Lexington, Kentucky.
Clapping.
Seaboard.
Anyways.
Lexington. There's coronavirus there, Chief.
There's
So-
there's coronavirus here in Loudon. In
Everywhere.
fact, they canceled school until Friday of next week in order to clean them.
Schools closed due to AIDS and stingrays. Only a few of you would get that.
AIDS
I
and
get that.
Stingrays.
Habbo
Pools-
Hotel.
Oh, come on. Pools closed, man.
Pools
No,
closed. Pools
no,
closed.
what happened was the school was flooded, and now there's a population of stingrays that started to live in there, along with a population of bicklesses.
Oh
And-
no!
And what that
Oh
brings
no!
they would mate and make AIDS.
And the bicklesses gave the stingrays AIDS, so the water's filled with AIDS.
Nicholas has AIDS. What?
Hello, Southern. Hello, Jack. Hello, fellow survivors.
Hey, Jack. What's going on, fellas?
So yeah, I did nothing today except sleep. I slept.
Classic Greek Michael, am I right, guys?
You Greek people, am I right?
True.
Prune.
Oh, what else? Yeah, coronavirus. Ryan is still alive in Hong Kong. Fun.
Yes, he is still alive.
I remember.
alive.
I remember yesterday. Today, my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Southern. I remember me and my other friend Ryan in school. We were talking about this, and we're like, they're not going to close the schools. And then, in 5 o'clock this morning. This is Wade Byard from Loudoun County Public Schools. It has been closed until Friday, the 20th of next week. Intentional ear rape.
I love the thumbnail.
Yeah, I know.
It's beautiful.
So what ended up
Dash
happening?
line.
So yeah,
Dash.
it was closed. That's cool. I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do for the next week.
We have to do work at home. That's what we gotta do.
I don't know if we have to do work at home yet. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to eventually.
I really wish this is kind of out of the blue, but I really wish the Mountain Dew division of the Seaboard Airline was a real thing.
The Mountain Division.
Yes.
Yes, it was when they were going to extend the old Carolina Central from Rutherfordton to Asheville through Bat Cave and Chimney Rock, which would have been hella scenic. It would have been great.
Epic.
But that never happened because S. Davis Warfield was like, "Oh yes, we shall expand in Florida for money."
Because
for tourist
Oring.
Yeah. Oregon Lime Rock. That's why, Mr. Davis. Why must you purchase the fucking Harrison Golf? Oregon Lime Rock.
Oregon Lime Rock. Yes, beautiful.
What else? I know. Oh yeah, the Seaboard originally wanted to acquire the Gainesville Midland in 1928, the same exact year when it bought out the TNG and the CHN. But I'm pretty sure they were declined because of something. I forgot. GM.
General Motors.
Oh,
no,
no.
Gainesville Midland. Gainesville Midland in Ohio. Uh-oh.
What was I gonna look up? Oh yeah, so, railroad news, Canadian National's being kind of effed over somewhat.
Yeah, because of the protesters.
Yeah, and now coronavirus.
Corona National, am I right, guys?
Corona National.
I'm gonna PM that to Alice now, just Corona National.
A lot of stuff has happened. Amtrak is like, we're gonna have to start, doing cuts because of Corona. Train traffic is down more than it already has been. What else? RJ Corman donated the QJ to Kentucky Steam Heritage Corp.
No, not all hope is lost, guys. Live for the QJ.
Live for the QJ. I'm gonna get a picture of the QJ up. Hold up.
What happened to the lobby? Oh god, I hate it. It's just blue. Just blue. What is this tomfoolery?
What the hell? Okay, hold up.
what came up, Michael Sonic Feet?
No, OBS being dumb. Oh, I
Like
can't.
always.
Apparently, I can't change it. Well, y'all know what the QJ looks like. It's fine.
I don't like the QJ. I really don't.
I think the QJ looks okay.
I would rather have like 14 like big Emmas than a fucking
True, true.
because big Emmas are like the best Berkshires and no one can ever tell me.
Yeah, what else has happened?
So there was this video playing because you've been to the museum, Michael. You know that a big TV that's playing a bunch of R&B stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we had No and Then Memories on. It was narrated by Yevgeny. It was great, and they had a video of a big Emma testing in South Louisville shops. And what they would do there to like test out the speed, they would place grease on the tracks and run it at full throttle. So there's just this big Emma going like 100 miles an hour with the wheel slip. Just like max the wheel slip, just going like 2 miles an hour. It's beautiful.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, Brandon is gone.
Bryn died.
What else? So yeah, coronavirus, it's fun. I'm probably gonna stream somewhat often over the next week if I still have work I have to do, but eh. What else? What else? Oh yeah, Union Pacific is gonna doing shit with Tennessee Pass.
UUP. Boo.
So yeah, basically there's this company called Colorado Pacific, which is just an amazing name. And what ended up happening was they restored this line called the Towner Line between Pueblo and Towner, Colorado. And they leased it out to the Watco's Kansas and Oklahoma Railroad. But now they're after Tennessee Pass, which hasn't, been in operation since 1997. So they submitted something called a feeder line report to the Surface Transportation Board, which, governs railroads and shit. And basically that means we want Union Pacific to force sell Tennessee Pass to us so we can restore service over it. And then Union Pacific was like, no. We have another buyer, but nobody believed them because, Union Pacific wants to maintain their monopoly in Colorado pretty much. But turns out they do actually have another buyer for Tennessee Pass, which is the Uinta Basin Railroad, which is a railroad that hasn't even been built yet. Yeah, the Uinta Basin Railroad basically wants to build, like a 50-mile line in Utah to get, oil and shit. And they want to send it east over... They want to send it east over Tennessee Pass, and then Colorado Pacific wants to send grain from Kansas west over Tennessee Pass, and it's gonna be a shit fest. So,
what's the big deal with Tennessee Pass anyway?
Tennessee Pass was it's kind of ridiculous. It's like a 3% on one side, 3.5% on one side. Basically, it's super scenic and shit, and when Union Pacific acquired, the Southern Pacific in 1997, let's backtrack a little bit. The Southern Pacific, the Rio Grande acquired the Southern Pacific in 1988, renamed itself to Southern Pacific, and then Union Pacific acquired Southern Pacific in 1997, thereby acquiring the Rio Grande. But that meant that Union Pacific had 3 separate lines over the Rockies, which just, no. Looks like some people are here, upstairs. And basically, what ended up happening is they're like, well, we can just send all the traffic that went over Tennessee Pass over the overland route and through Moffett Tunnel. So they mothballed it. And it's just been sitting there for 20 years, and now 2 separate companies want to restore it. Which is great, because it probably means that Tennessee Pass is coming back. Southern Railway also says, watch out for the Karens, because they will break anything like the cure for coronavirus. Yes. Anyways. That's pretty epic. What do you want to talk about now, Stephen Oshesky?
So it's Saluda, but longer and out west.
Basically, yeah.
Sounds promising enough, but it's nothing compared to when your entire railroad is built on an 8% grade.
Hager's
2-mile loop.
Oh.
No, that was the Tombstone Junction operation in Cumberland Falls. They had the Moorhead and North Fork. M060 was It was 14 because the MNNFO was very superstitious about the number 13 because 1913 is when they went bankrupt. So there was never a 13, which is kind of interesting.
Huh.
And
The Hagerstown Frederick had an 8%, although they were a trolley line, so they had the excuse for it.
which is kind of epic.
The H&F lasted way too long. The reason why it lasted as long as it did was probably just complete ambivalence from their owners, Potomac Edison. Because what they would do is, the Hagerstown Frederick basically stopped, expanding after 1919. So all the services that were around in 1919 remained, unless, the line was abandoned, until the line was abandoned. Like, they would never add new trains. They would never cut any trains. They just cut lines. It lasted until 1954.
Oh, good.
Between Frederick and Thurmont. Hello, Brandon. Welcome back.
Hello, Brandon.
What do you want?
Question: Are there any Illinois Central fans in this chat?
Anybody
Watching
like
this stream?
Illinois
Anyone
Central?
like the old IC? Because I have a story from my dispatcher. It's very entertaining about two ST-20s and a huge hill at Dyersburg.
Do tell.
So, if y'all don't know already, I'm a part of a railroad historical society. It was actually a chapter at one point about the NRHS was being a big dick to us.
Shit.
So just we did like a no taxation, that a representation type deal. We just wrote up our own constitution, our own laws and all that, and just left, which is beautiful. But yeah, we have a monthly meeting. It's the second Monday of every month, and there's a member there, a nice Italian gentleman, old. He worked as a dispatcher at Chicago for the IC, and this is CN era IC, so it's bonkers era IC. Just after reformation of the ICG merger, and they're like, "Well, what do we do now?"
What do we
And
do with our
The
railroad?
story becomes when he was traveling in a cab of a road trip between Paducah and Memphis. I think he had some business to do down in Memphis, and they were using two SD-20s, very old, in 1960s era. I think no, those were SD-28s, right, Michael? The ones that the CNG owned.
Yeah, those.
Those were 28s. All right, these are 20s. They were originally going to use 3 stronger SD-45s for as long freight, but those were actually needed elsewhere out of Paducah. So they were stuck with these two SD-20s. They were considerably weaker, showing their age, and they had no faith that they were going to make that big. I think it's a 1% grade, 1.5% grade. It's very abrupt though, just north of Dyersburg, Tennessee, on the old IC main line. And they actually crested the hill somehow. And they were going 1.5 miles an hour. 1.5. Still stayed at a constant speed.
Beautiful.
Which is just amazing, if you ask me.
Hello, Brett.
Yes, hello, Brett. So that's the bonkers IC anecdote for those who appreciate it. This man also wrote tons of steam excursions in the 80s and 70s.
Oh yeah, the C&O line in Indiana.
Yes, when he wrote the Chessie Steam Special, when it wrote on the old C&O line between Cincinnati and Chicago, it's just, oh my gosh, just cursed.
Oh yeah,
many problems in one run.
Okay, so if you look at a map of the Chesapeake and Ohio, you'll notice that, they have a line that goes between Cincinnati and Chicago. That line should have a lot of traffic and be of vital importance to the C&O. Not really. That line was originally built as 6 separate railroads, I think 3 of which were actually narrow gauge, or something along that line. So, in theory, the C&O line between Chicago and Cincinnati was the shortest route. But in reality, it wasn't, because the maximum speed was 30 miles per hour, the clearances were shit, and had a lot of steep grades and curves, because narrow gauge originally. And, so, which is the reason why Chicago to Cincinnati never really took on a major importance to the C&O. And, frankly, it was kind of shit. After the C&O bought, which is why it only ever saw about 6 trains a day, and a bunch of scattered locals. So, and then, what else ended up happening? When the C&O bought the B&O in 1963, they just shifted all the traffic to the B&O line, which was ironically enough, faster because it had faster speeds, because you could just go from Cincinnati to Toledo and then west to Chicago.
A real
was-
thing Watkins
Cincinnati.
hours.
Yeah, which was somehow faster. So the line
Cincinnati.
somehow lasted until the late 80s, but in the 1980s, CSX decided to abandon most of it.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Because
Again, sorry.
by that point, bye Brandon, it had only been down to 2 separate grades, two like trains a day, and like a bunch of locals, and it couldn't handle double stacks, it couldn't handle auto racks. It served a couple of grain elevators and a power plant, which later switched to using Conrail when it was abandoned. And during the later years, they would what they would do is, instead of doing actual maintenance, they would just flip the rails on the... Yeah, so the Chesapeake and Ohio and Indiana is a perfect example of why a railroad on a map isn't... When you look at a map and you see a railroad, oh, that should be important. No. I Like Train says, I like how Corona is a boomer remover. Ah, yes, because it does kill a lot of people, like weak immune systems and like people over like 50 or something.
Boomer moomer.
Boomer moomer. Steven, are you a boomer?
Yes, I am. I'm in fact 84 years old. I'm in fact a boomer.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen with Corona? Like, Maryland's declared a state of emergency, banned gatherings over
I think
250
it'll be gone
people.
by the end of summer. Oh, my theory was originally that it was going to be gone by June, but that's obviously not going to happen. Or it might, who knows. But it may be gone, in my opinion, by the end.
Yeah, I think...
And
Like, I'm not freaking out either. Like, I'm not gonna complain about the overreaction because it gets me off school.
If you have a bearing on what basic hygiene is, you should be good.
Yeah. Which is kind of scary considering how a lot of people don't have
Basic
hygiene.
I.e. neck beards.
I.e. neck beards. Or, actually, I think, because considering they don't interact with anybody, I think they're the most safe.
To be fair, all they do is stay in their basement, so...
Patrick says, but are you freaking out? I'm not freaking out. I'm fine.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah, we're all fine. Are you freaking
The only person I'm kind of concerned about is my mom, because she has a weak immune system and kind of a fair amount of diseases, but, we're not gonna get into that. What else? Speaking of boomers, Joe Biden is a meme.
Joe Biden is actually doing something.
Did you see Joe, he put out, like, a campaign ad called Joe Mentum. The tagline Joe Mentum. And then people started, like, memeing and, like, taking, like, the videos of him, like being incoherent. And just adding Joe Mentum to it.
It's a Joe Mento moment.
It's a Joe Mento moment.
No, it's a Joe Ment.
It's a Joe Ment. Are you riding with Biden? Or riding with Biden?
I might vote Biden just for the meme.
Same. Patrick says, no, I'm not freaking out. I think it's stupid that everyone else is. Yeah, people are way overreacting. And, you know, part of it is...
Media.
Yeah, the media.
Media.
It's like, we're all gonna
Media.
die.
It's the media.
It's the media,
The
Steven.
Grove is dead.
The Grove is dead. The Orange is dead.
No, it's the Heavy is dead. The Heavy is dead.
The Heavy is
Because of
dead.
the coronavirus.
The Heavy
Now
died.
we know why. Now we know why.
The Heavy is dead because of Corona.
He didn't wash his hands. Damn it, Heavy. You didn't wash your hands.
I think, Alec Train says, I think it's overreacting because it's a new virus. Yeah, that's part of the reason why.
Oh, when AIDS was brand new, people freaked out. When the simian virus was new, people freaked out like 2000, 2001. I see no difference.
The AIDS freak out was hilarious because it's like, it's the gays.
It's the gays! It's the gays! And it's also Belle Glade and the mosquitoes and the sugarcane because Belle Glade had more AIDS than New York. For being like the cap of the sugarcane belt. Belle Glade.
Yeah, Belle Glade, Florida.
Even worse, Pahokee is kind of sad because that city has so much potential, but it's just broke.
How many will... It's a new disease, which one we don't know how to necessarily react to, or know how many it will kill annually. How much has Corona killed already? Like 60, 70,000 people? I don't know.
It's a considerable amount, but those are a lot of old people, a lot of extremely young people.
or
horrible
Chinese
immune
people.
system.
How many?
Well, because Chinese people, their whole culture is very, very
Let's
strange.
eat any kind of animal possible.
Let's just eat a piece of roadkill. Sure, why not?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, Steven, no!
What?
It's reached Georgia. First
Huh?
coronavirus death in Atlanta.
No, well, it's Atlanta, so like.
Wait, isn't it in Atlanta? I assume. No, yeah, he's in Cobb County.
Well, yeah, it's near Atlanta. It's just
Close
like,
enough.
literally
Confirmed.
what
There's
the
confirmed
adjacent
coronavirus cases total. Fulton County 2, Floyd County 2, Polk County 1, Cobb County 2.
all those are near Atlanta.
Yeah,
So it's possible.
Bartow County 3, Lee County 1.
Do you know there's a Lakeland in Georgia, and it was served by a pretty memeable short line?
What? Short line?
The Lakeland Railroad. It wasn't around for much. It was only around for over 10 years because they found out, oh wait, industry is non-existent in Lakeland, Georgia.
Oh.
We're just
Patrick says the
Lakeland,
gays.
Georgia.
Patrick says the gays equal meme. Corona's killed less than the flu this year. Yeah, it's just. I think it's a new disease, and the rate at which it spreads is
And I
kind of.
think the news is pretty slow too, and they want some to report.
Oh no! Not only was it in. Not only is there 12 coronavirus cases in Georgia, several of them. One of them's a Waffle House employee.
Uh-oh.
No.
Waffle House is a big meme. I love it.
I love waffle. There's one on every corner, on every exit.
And I want to tell you about a questionable site I saw at Waffle House like 4 years ago. I was on my way back from the YMCA. I'm at Lake Nona, which is about 30 minutes away from here. The reason why I was there is because it was closer to my mom's old job, so it was a faster pickup time. It's right. Do you know the back entry to a Disney World that it goes through down to Disney?
Yeah.
It's one with the tacky billboard stuff. Yeah, it's right there. It's the Waffle House right there. It's also near a Denny's, which we're gonna have to explain our Denny's meme. But
yeah.
we were on our way back, and I'm looking out my back door or my window, and when I see a Waffle House employee beating a black trash bag with a stick. And they're throwing it in a dumpster. Like, this is not questionable. I'm safe.
I have not had an experience at Waffle House ever like that. I love how all of like the like big fast food chains except for like McDonald's and Burger King they just kind of skipped over Northern Virginia. We don't have a Waffle House. There's one in Winchester. There's one in Frederick. I'm pretty sure there's one in Gainesville, but I'm not or Warrington. I might not be sure.
There's a Waffle House everywhere I live. There's a Waffle House near me, except for now.
Okay. We have Chick-fil-A.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, we have Chick-fil-A and basically nothing else.
Welcome to Loudoun County, Virginia.
We're getting a Wawa and a Publix.
Yes, get a Wawa.
There's one in Leesburg, and there's gonna be one like right near me that's being built at the site of an old auction house.
It's good.
Yeah. Also, what else? We're getting a Publix, which is also epic. Finally.
Tell about our Denny's meme.
Okay, so I don't know how this happened, but we were in a call this morning, and who brought up Denny's?
It was me because we were talking about fast food chains, and I was saying, "Oh, Denny's is trash."
And then we're like, "What if we open a Denny's in Everglades City?"
Which is like the southernmost point to save the entire middle state of Florida. Just it's a meme because it's not a tiny little like island.
And then we just started like memeing about like mean places in Florida where we could open a Denny's. So we got Key West, but there's already a Denny's in Key West.
Two of them in Key West.
Steven, we need to open a Denny's in Islandia.
We should build Islandia. Buy out a Mount Key and actually build Islandia.
We have to explain the story of Islandia though.
Explain it. I'm too busy playing Minecraft.
Okay, Steven, 1 second. I'll be right back. Keep the podcast going.
So, there's once a man in Florida, and he existed, right? Then he got shanked because he existed.
He did exist. I don't know who you're talking about, but he did.
Thank you for saving the audience.
Oh, where were we?
About Denny's in unbelievable places.
Okay, so we
And
were
you're
gonna
going
open
to
a
explain
Denny's
the
in
story of Islandia.
we were gonna open a Denny's in Everglades City, and then we considered opening a Denny's in Miles City, which is the intersection between the road that leads to Everglades City and Alligator Alley. And then, where did we also meme on? We were open one in Clewiston. USFC.
And then we made a joke about my child slavery dream.
Yeah, where you were
Which
child slave in Clewiston.
Yes, and I called up you, and you said sure.
You seen the thing where Corona Beer has to pay a lot of money to have the Beer Budweiser virus? Oh. Okay, so before we get on to the story of Islandia, which is just beautiful, in German, we were trying to figure out ways to, like, cure the coronavirus, and I was like, what if you mix hand sanitizer and Corona beer? And my German teacher was like, well, Corona beer has, like, a low alcohol content, and the type of alcohol in hand sanitizer makes you go blind. So you'd just be mildly drunk and blind.
But, hey, it's better than being dead.
It's bad. That's my point.
I would rather be blind and wait, no, I would not. I would rather be dead than become an ACLer.
Coastline.
SAL
Anyways,
forever, boys.
let's. Okay, so Islandia. Islandia is like it's a place. It's like at the northern end of the Keys, right?
Yes, it's the northernmost point of the Keys.
Yeah, if you look on a map and you go to like Biscayne National Park.
It's called like Elliott Key or Elk Key, something like that.
Yeah, it's Old Roads Key, Little Totten Key, and like some others, some other smaller scattered islands, keys. And basically, in the 1960s, a bunch of people tried to come in and like basically turn it into like a second version of Key West with like 6-lane highways and like massive apartments and all that stuff. But a lot of people protested this because they wanted to, keep the nature around and stuff. So what they decided to do is they decided to incorporate Islandia as a city, as an actual city in Miami-Dade County. But the problem is it only had like a dozen people. it was beautiful. Actually, no. It had 18 of the 13 residents voted for incorporation. And basically their idea was, okay, we're going to turn this into like a second version of Key West and stuff. And the problem is the national park system was opposed to the plan because it's right next to a national park, Biscayne National Park. All the nature, like the Florida government opposed it because they're like, listen, all the keys are being already developed. We don't really want any more development on keys that haven't been touched. So what they decided to do is they decided to say, screw it, get a bulldozer out to it, the residents, and bulldoze a strip of land down the center of the down the center of the key, so that they could start laying their 6-way highway. And eventually, they were defeated because they just kind of gave up. Oh, the tree is known as, the road is known as Spite Highway, which is just beautiful.
Alright, I'm back, Miller.
Spite Highway, yeah. But eventually it became part of the national park, Biscayne National Park, and they were defeated. But then it remained technically incorporated until 2011. 2012, when they finally unincorporated it because there was like 6 people left. Like two park rangers, their wives and their husbands, and like 2 other people.
I think we should tell the story of Cape Sable and the second proposal of the Key West extension.
Okay, more Florida stuff. So if you're on Google Maps listening to this, and you're looking at, just go down to the Everglades National Park, and like the southern end of it, right?
It's like a bootish type thing. It's like this, like, it's where Florida like curves northward again. It's right there. It's called Cape Sable.
So Steven, you know more about this than I do, so explain.
So Cape Sable, in Flamingo, where these little towns like, hey, we can become big porty dudes, and then, and at the time, Henry Flagler was like, hey, I want to build a Key West so I can help with Panama Canal and big port and refuel ships. So it's like, hey, this is a pretty cool idea, but how about instead of building a bunch of tiny little bridges from each key down to Key West, how about we build down to Cape Sable, then a huge 38-mile-long bridge across the Atlantic to No Name Key, where there will be one more bridge to Key West. This was presented to Flagler, and the reasoning for it, and Flagler said, no, this is fake and gay, no, this is horrible. And it was quickly shot down, and they eventually the first proposal, which is to build a bunch of tiny bridges between Key Largo.
They sent out an expedition to actually, like, survey it.
Yes, and it was actually surveyed.
Yeah, it was actually surveyed and all that, and that actually later became the highway that leads into the Everglades, or at least part of it became it, and the other half became, like, a bunch of nature trails and stuff. And, frankly, I think this would have been even more impressive than the Key West extension, because you're literally building through the Everglades and then a 38-mile bridge.
Bridge.
Thick bridge.
But hey, Michael, the beautiful thing is this. The line 202 with Cape Sable can be my, like, Frank Drew narrow gauge line.
Oh yeah, explain Frank Drew's just ridiculous, like, Everglades narrow gauge
So
adventures.
just for that, I have to explain his dig measuring contest with the Seaboard and the ultimate failure of the railway.
Okay, go ahead. Do
There's
it.
huge phosphate deposits in the Swanee River area between Live Oak and Perry, and a man named Frank Drew, the son of a governor who was also named Frank Drew, was like, hey, how about we build a 3-foot gauge line to Alluraville, which was a tiny phosphate town on the banks of the Swanee River, to a place called Live Oak, where there was an interchange with the Florida Central and Peninsular and the ACL. It's like, this is cool. How about I call it the Live Oak and Gulf Railroad? So the LONG was built, a bunch of branch lines are built with it. Then there's this other railroad built called the Swanee and San Pedro, which ran between Mayo, which was the county seat of Lafayette County, and Perry, which was the county seat of Taylor County. Perry was like becoming one of the biggest cities in Florida, and it was like the place to be. People were calling it the capital of the New South. I'm like, all right, sure, bud. And there were sawmills there and everything. Drew eventually gained control of both of these railroads and merged them to make the Florida Railway and built the missing gap between Lurville and Mayo. So there was a nice crest between Perry and Live Oak via Mayo. His competitor, the Dowlings, built their own railroad too, incorporated as the Live Oak Perry Gulf, which had a more direct route between Live Oak and Perry.
It also has a big. The LOPNG also has its big epic history as its own, and would run watermelon extras in conjunction with the South Georgia Railway during the summer.
Yeah, they're sister short line. It's very interesting. Back to the FR line. He was like, "All right, this is gamer." And the yellow PNG would also build a branch line to Mayo after the effort was abandoned. So they built shops and all that. But he was like, hey, we're having traffic woes, this is big gay. So he blames on the Seaboard, despite the fact that the traffic woes were actually caused by the LOPNG's relationship with the ACL, because the Seaboard Airline and the plant system had an agreement that all land west of the Swanee was exclusively for the Seaboard. But by this time, the ACL could care less about some gentleman's agreement. It was like, I request Perry access now. So they bought out a lot of shares in the Live Oak Perry and Gulf, and the yellow PNG was technically a subsidiary of the ACL, but not technically. It's very strange. It was very secret. At this time, also, the Seaboard Airline constructed the Tallahassee and Southeastern between Waukesha and Tallahassee with the intention to go to Perry, but that never happened. So technically, the Seaboard Airline never ran to Perry its entire life. So he was like, hey, how about if I extend my Florida Railway to Fernandina Beach, so I have a port for all this phosphate, directly paralleling the Seaboard. He thought that was the only way his railroad would save. But the problem is, when your railroad is halfway bankrupt and you have like millions of dollars.
Fernandina Beach, by the way, is on the other side of Florida. It's north of Jacksonville.
Yes, on the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's in Duval.
If that was him, if that was him, he I would have built down to like Port Inglis or something, or down to Ocala and have an agreement with like the Silver Spring Ocala and Gulf to bring your trains to Port Inglis.
Build to
Anyways,
Cedar
his
Key.
his philosophy was like, yes, this is gonna be epic and a lot of traffic and stuff, but something pivotal happened. The Knickerbocker Trust Company, the company that they were loaning cash from, went completely bankrupt, and they got the cash back. So he had 49 miles graded between it was some town west of Baldwin to Ivoco. Oh no, rail, and he was like, well, what do I do now? I guess I better die. And the Florida Railway went bankrupt. He came back on his knees begging the Seaboard, please buy me out. All I want is for you to purchase me, Daddy. And the proposal was that they could buy out the Florida Railway and extend the Tallahassee and Southeastern finally to Perry, so they can have that hot lumber traffic from Brooks Scanlon, because Brooks Scanlon, it was rumored that Brooks Scanlon was going to build a mill on a point of the Florida Railway called Foley, but that eventually happened and made the LOPNG a lot of big money. So it kind of came back and bit them in the ass. But the Seaboard had no like mercy for Drew, because Drew was so much of a dick. So Drew eventually was like, all right, I'm done with this railroad stuff. Sold the Florida Railway for scrap. All of it was torn up. All gone. He then went on to promote narrow gauge railroads in the Everglades to the Seaboard, the ACL, and the FEC. Only the FEC was in until the FEC went bankrupt and told him to fuck off. And he died a few years after that. That is Frank Drew and the very strange and deplorable story of the
Yes.
which I eventually consumed.
I'm gonna play some Minecraft now.
And
FEC narrow gauge.
I get that hot Brooks Scanlon lumber traffic.
Yes, FEC narrow gauge is just a beautiful thing that never ended up happening, and I wish it did. In the Everglades, no less.
Oh, but do you know who had a 30-inch gauge at Tide Plane Hall?
The
Which is also
Seaboard.
kind of in the Everglades. The Seaboard, which actually lasted until the 60s. Which means we were so close to SCL 30-inch gauge.
That's beautiful.
Oh my god, I thought, what if the
If the-
SCL made a bicentennial unit in 30-inch gauge? Like, bicentennial 30-inch gauge, though.
I have no idea.
You know, beautiful. I love Florida railroading so much. It's just so unique.
Just a meme.
It's just always a meme. There were so many proposed railroads too in Florida in the 1870s and 80s, and that never came to fruition. So it's a fictional railroad's paradise.
Florida.
Yes, Florida in general is just a great state. I love it so much, but it's just urbanization now is making it hell.
Railroading.
Railroad, trains, ties, rail, ballast, roadbed, signals, searchlights, Larry.
Searchlights.
Larry
Searchlights.
David? Is that Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm? I'm starving.
No.
Thank God a pizza's almost here.
Oh, fun.
From my savior, Papa John.
Papa Father.
Papa Father.
The day of reckoning.
Papa John is coming. It's time for Judgment Day.
During last week on Saturday when I went to play D&D with some of my friends, we ordered Papa John's pineapple pizza just for the hell of it.
Why? What, do you want to die? And how was it?
It was meh.
It's pineapple on pizza. What do you expect?
It's meh. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Also, one of my friends, he dropped his plate while he was trying to put the pizza on. It shattered into a million pieces.
Ha.
Yeah.
Oh, news! I'm going to Miami tomorrow.
Oh, nice. For what?
Until Sunday. For my dad's friend's birthday, and I have a gig of taking pictures of his band. As they play on stage.
Oh,
and I want to get like a bunch of like Johnny Cash face at like that angle. It's gonna be great.
Oh, hello, Vova. Vova's the DM, the dungeon master in the D&D group.
Who's Vova?
Yeah, he's the guy who dropped his plate. Wait, no. Or was that Grin? I can't remember who dropped the plate. Anyways. Speaking of, I guess I can go into the D&D campaign. Okay, so basically, Dungeons and Dragons, fun game. I like it.
Groveland.
Yeah, my friend Brian's character is named Groveland, a monk who punches.
I wonder why. I wonder who introduced that joke to Michael. I wonder
Steven.
No, who's Steven now? Oh,
Yeah, it was me. Oh, you're the one who dropped the plate? Excellent. So,
wow.
okay, so we start off, right? And we start off in this town. And there's this big mansion. And some of us decide, oh yeah, we should go to the mansion. Meanwhile, two of us decide to go to a bar and get drunk and have a weird dream that I can't remember. And so we get up to this mansion, right? And basically what ends up happening is basically we basically break into the mansion. The Birdman, played by I forget. Why do I forget his name? He lives like 5 houses down from me. He basically, yeah, he breaks in. I try. Our bard, our musician guy, because he has like amazing charisma. He tries to go in and tries to ask, "Hey, do you have some cool shit? I want to see some cool shit." His words exactly.
Mirth.
Yeah, and then the guy on the other side just slams the door, right? And then my character comes up, who's a drunk logger. Very Sickles. Very flourish. Dan, named after Dan Sickles, who was a Union general who was just insane.
I was about to say, I wonder who it was named after.
Yeah, I know.
It's like if I made like an Antichrist to that and name him Quantrill. I should do that. Let's make Quantrill.
Oh, Steven, you
sentient orange.
Steven, I think you'd like D&D. It's fun. So many ridiculous
when
shit.
I fly to Virginia.
So many ridiculous shit can happen. It's just ridiculous. So I come up. It's like, hey, do you have any alcohol? And they're like, no. So.
Oh, hey, when did George get here?
He left.
The High Mr. Vomavlakis.
So, see, basically, the guy on the other side basically screams, no. So what we end up doing is we end up breaking into this house, right? And there's obviously a battle. And it's just kind of boring. I keep rolling ones for some reason.
Oh heck, I think a pizza here.
Oh, pizza here. I keep rolling ones, and that's fun. And then my friend Brian, with his glorious character, Groveland, punches open a window, hops through the window, and then punches the poor guy on the other side, instantly killing him. And I remember all of us just broke into laughter. And he didn't even roll that high to begin with, but he still died. It's funny. So yeah, I guess I'll continue to update that as we continue the campaign.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, Brandon?
Look what I found.
Oh, what did you find?
Found something.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'm not showing that on the screen. So yeah. Oh yeah, we're also, I guess we're going to meet up on Sunday. We're going to continue the D&D campaign. I don't know. It's going to be fun though.
Yes.
It is, because just, I don't know. How long have we been going for? 43 minutes? Brandon, do you want to talk about anything?
Well, the coronavirus has been going, well, I think everyone's losing their cool about the coronavirus in the state of Kentucky. As far as now, we are closed for the next 2 weeks. We don't come back to school till March. We're either closed or we don't come back till March 27th.
Jesus.
So, goodness knows what's happening. But me and Michael were planning on doing a Minecraft stream this weekend, so stay tuned for that, Chief.
Indeed.
Yeah.
What else? Anything with you? You gone rail fanning recently? I might go rail fanning this weekend. I'm not too sure. Brandon, have you seen anything on the CNOTP?
An SP patch unit came through here, I think yesterday or the day before, which was nice.
Yeah. Anything
Norfolk
on the
Southern
trail cam?
Trail cam was unfortunately taken down. I took it down because it's been a month. I'm still collecting the data. I'm still analyzing all the time periods and whatnot. I'll have a video out on that soon. But it's going to be a massive pain in the ass because there are literally thousands of pictures.
Beautiful.
Actually,
I went to Roanoke a few months ago, like a month ago. Actually, the day before they announced that they were closing the shops there. I don't have all of the pictures on my computer just yet, so I'm not gonna share it now. I'll share it sometime later. But, anyways. Grove, yes, Groveland.
I have discovered something epic.
What pizza?
Is it the Papa Jans?
The Day
Yep,
of
and it
Reckoning.
tastes great.
Patrick says, I need to do more rail fanning, but the problem with Amarillo is just literally no good place to do it. I don't know, I probably might take a peek up to Point of Rocks and see what's going on there. What else was I gonna say? I have no idea. Half of this is just us grasping at straws, at, subjects. Absolute silence.
I have a bunch of places I could rail fan, but I'm too lazy to go out there and rail fan. Like Winter Park's great. Tap Yard's always busy. There's Sunrail. There's Amtrak.
Damn, this video's unavailable. Shoot.
Ha.
Actually, now that I think about it, I might go to Georgia next week. Because I have off. I might. I'm gonna have to ask my dad.
Georgia excursion.
Oh, goodness.
Oh no, Steven, what have you found?
Here, Michael, don't say this on stream, but I figured out something.
What? That Donald Trump is actually corn pop?
No.
Well,
I'm not even joking, Chief.
send it to me.
Yes, everybody. Oh, speaking of subscribers, I need 2 more subscribers and then I get 150. Give me 2 more subscribers, please. Anyways,
Scribe now.
Scribe now or Dibe now.
Legos.
It's been a little under a year since the 100 subscriber special in June.
That's nice. Anyways,
Guess what? I'm at 65 subscribers. I'm a tiny boy.
how many
mine's less than yours.
Actually, let's take a look at this, boys. Let's gamers. Let's see. Let's go to my channel first. I have 48 subscribers and 6,800 views. Ryan has 466 subscribers and 72,000 views. And then Brandon, you have 922 views, 66 subscribers. Let's check on BitChute. Let's see how many. On BitChute, I have... Oh, by the way, subscribe to my BitChute. I have 14 subscribers, which for BitChute is pretty good, and 5,000 views. I get more views on BitChute than anything else.
It's amazing.
I know.
Guys, I have a link. I have a link to show you guys.
Oh,
Check this out.
what is your
So
link?
this guy, he got a really good horn for his model train.
I'm bringing that up on screen. Hold up.
CP is disgusting.
CP is epic. What are you talking about?
I
Generic.
conceal bright stick.
It looks like BGL's paint scheme. Oh wait, BGL paint scheme was based off the CP one.
No, a BGL
This is
is
this
real.
image. This is this image.
Yeah, CP is fake.
Canadian Pacific isn't real. They're not buying like several
It's
short
Lincoln's
lines.
fictional.
It's Lincoln's. No, that's Northern Alberta Railways.
That doesn't exist either. You know what? Norfolk Southern just doesn't exist.
Railroads are not real. What are we talking about?
CSX
I must
doesn't
admit-
fucking exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
CSX is my fictional railroad this entire time.
You know what? Southern is my fictional railroad.
The
wonder
the
why.
Chesapeake and
Trains
Ohio.
don't exist. I don't know what you're all talking about. What's this concept of called railroad?
Trains are my fictional railroad.
Trains are my fictional. It's my fictional road.
Yeah. It
Anyways,
uses pieces of
guys,
iron and
I found the best railroad ever. So you know how the Pennsylvania Railroad had a lot of like really shitty lines on Delmarva?
Yeah.
Sorry, other Ryan. But it's okay. I love the railroading on Delmarva Peninsula. It's so epic. But like, there was a railroad called the Cape Charles Railroad, and it ran between Kippoteek, Virginia, and Cape Charles, Virginia, on the very southern end of the Eastern Shore. And basically there was this gamer by the name of John S. Wise, and he was like, you know what, I want my own railroad. So he basically in order to ship like potatoes and stuff, and basically he was like, okay, so there's already a railroad on the peninsula called the New York, Philadelphia, Norfolk Railroad, which is owned by the Pennsylvania Railroad. And basically, he's like, he went to the NYPN and basically said, hey, can I build a branch? So he incorporated the Cape Charles Railroad as a subsidiary of the NYPN. And then he incorporated it as the Cape Charles Railroad, which was supposed to build a line from Cape Charles down to Kipoteek, distance of about 12 miles. It started in 1910, and it was completed in 1912, and it basically entirely existed to connect a plantation and I think later some kind of military base with the outside world. And they ran passenger trains on it, all that stuff, farms. The station, and apparently some stations still survive. The one in Townsend still survives, and the one in the Cape Junction, which is where it branched off, still survives. And it was pretty epic though, because guess how long it lasted?
80s?
No, it lasted until 1972, when Hurricane Agnes took it out of service. By that point, it was only used as needed, but it was not formally abandoned until 1976, when Conrail came along. It's like there's nothing there. There was nothing there then. There's nothing there today. You can still trace the railbed, by the way.
Deer.
There's deer. Yeah, there's deer on the eastern shore.
Deer.
Deer!
There's a fawn on the tracks. What shall we do?
Like Bambi's mom.
Oh.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
I'm having a
Uh-oh.
relationship with my pizza.
How long have we been going for? About 51 minutes. Y'all want to wrap it up here?
Sure. Let's
Anyways,
do some stuff off stage.
I have to go and eat. Anyways, how the hell do you already reach 150 subscribers in 10 minutes? I've had my... Wait, what? I'm at 150!
It says 148 still for me.
On my YouTube channel, it says 150. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, there you go. Now you're 150.
Thanks, Vova, for reminding me. So yeah, this is epic, guys. 150 subscribers.
All right, fellas. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. We're gonna go commit Serbian war crimes. We'll see y'all later.
Before we go commit Serbian war crimes, anything you two want to say? Or Steven's muted.
I would like to personally declare that the coronavirus is nothing to be afraid of unless you're really old or really young. And yeah, if you're not really old or really young or have a really messed up immune system,
Or if you have good
organs in general,
hygienes.
you'll be fine.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. Join the Discord server, follow me on BitChute, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.
You ready for the ear rape?
Sure, go ahead. Finish us out, Brandon. Bye.
Bass boost.